Yo, 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 what is up? What is up, guys? Hope everyone's doing well. This stream is sponsored by BetUS. Was supposed to stream earlier, but I rested a little bit longer today, so I'm trying to get out of this sickness. It's been getting better at least, so that's good. Yeah, so I mean, after we kind of talked yesterday, got off yesterday, we've had a few moves, which is good. You have Ben Van Simmeren that's back on the 1-year deal, which is great, and they have him listed as a fullback, so that's a really good thing. Excuse me. Getting Ben Van Simmeren back, obviously AJ Dillon getting signed was pretty. These are you're gonna get some low risk, high reward type moves now. This is like the third wave, the lateral wave of free agency now. Getting AJ Dillon, I was kind of surprised over that they added a running back. That's a heavy punch to your backfield if he makes that at training camp. He hasn't had a snap he hasn't had a handoff since like December 23rd of 23. Coming off a neck stinger. He was out the entire year last year. This is why you're getting these guys cheaper, because they're coming you're getting guys that they're kind of reviving their careers now. And then you just signed Joshua Uche. That's trying to revive himself as a pass rusher, and it's a low risk, high reward move, man. Low risk, high reward move. I mean, Joshua Uche was a second round pick in 2020. 20 and a half sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and a fumble recovery with the Patriots. Gerard Mayo took over. He didn't really do much. And then last year, going into the 24 season, the Kansas City Chiefs traded for Joshua Uche. I don't think he really did much last year. He was a healthy scratch for, obviously, our Super Bowl. Didn't play in that Super Bowl. I remember him from a couple of years ago, doing really well, making a lot of plays. In 2022, he had 11 and a half sacks. So, I think some good things could be taken out of it, man. I think we'll get some good things going with it, But I want to say hi to everybody in the chat. We got EC1, what's going on? We got Shrek, we got Steven, we got B-Scar. What's going on, guys? Hope everyone's doing well. Yeah, Steven says that Georgia Bulldogs national championship Super Bowls. Yeah, they hired an assistant from Georgia. They hired a quarterback, I think the quarterback coach from Georgia or something like that. If I go back to my notes here, that apparently I didn't friggin' save for some weird reason, but okay. There you are. EC1, what's going on? Says the Philadelphia Eagles. So they hired Georgia assistant quarterbacks coach Montgomery Van Gorder as an offensive assistant. So they're hiring a Georgia assistant now. So I wonder how much influence this guy's going to have in a lot of the Georgia players. We had the Georgia Pro Day yesterday, and Malachi Starks looked absolutely amazing. You're kind of seeing what what you can get, man. So might have some influence, might not have any influence. Curtis Sharp says, what up, Joey? Uche is going to be Zach Bond 2.0. Mark my words. Well, you know what? He's getting put in a really good situation, and he's going to have Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis and who, he's going to have some guys in the middle that are going to be a definite help. So and they signed him for nothing. Obviously, it was a 1-year, $1.7 million deal, almost the same exact of what Bond got last year. So I think the Uche signing's good. I mean, realistically, they need another pass rusher. They could add to. I mean, they definitely are going to add a line. I mean, there's a lot of rumors of them adding a linebacker for depth. At least you're looking for a lot of depth here. But for the defensive line, you're looking for rotation anyway. You have a rotation anyway. So I'm excited for Uche, man. I really am. I think if the Eagles could take a lot out of him, I mean, look, it might. when training camp gets here, we have to give it time. I know, like, we want to see, production, but we just have to give it time. Like I said, we have to let this whole thing marinate in what they're going to do here. Now hiring a Georgia assistant, I mean, man, there's just so much they could do. If they feel like they have a guy now that knows a lot of the players and potentially, could have maybe some background on a lot of these guys, and so we'll see. We'll see. I ain't gonna die. What's going on, Bobby? I'm doing better, Robert. I'm all right. I'm a lot better than I was a few days ago. I'm still under the weather, but it's not as bad. I mean, I was supposed to stream a few hours ago, but I woke up, I was still sleeping. I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna keep sleeping because if I need it, I'm not gonna push it. You know what I mean? Bridge says, I see no difference between Josh Uche, Bryce Huff. Both of them were healthy scratches during the Super Bowl. Yeah, but you got to give it a chance, though, dude. You can't compare both those players because they're both on two different contracts. You know what I mean? Same thing with Zach Bond. Zach Bond didn't do shit before he got here, and look what happened. If Fangio wanted him, then let's see what he could do. Bryce Huff's making $17 million a year, and Fangio didn't want to fucking sign him. Simple as that. Fangio didn't want Bryce Huff. The Bryce Huff move is an all Howie Roseman move on his own. Reese says, we were also excited for Devin White. Well, yeah, Devin White started every day in training camp. Devin White started every day in training camp. He was the start middle linebacker in training camp, so we were, you know what I mean? And then they just cut him. So because Nakobe Dean was finally healthy, they couldn't let Nakobe Dean sit behind a veteran player. It was a little confusing at first, but obviously there was a reason why, and it worked out for the best. I'm excited about the AJ Dillon. Robert says, I'm curious to see how Dillon pans out. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. Okay, AJ Dillon, like, he's either going to make it out of training camp, or he's not going to make it out of training camp. Like, he hasn't had a handoff since the 23rd of December in 23. Well, he's had this neck stinger injury, was out the entire year last year. So, I mean, that's a bruiser back with some shiftiness. He could catch out of the backfield. He could run the ball. He could be physical. He can give you those really tough extra yards that could put you on, first and shorts and second and shorts. He could do some damage. The main reason right now, the main question is right now is, can he make it out of training camp, and how does he look right now? Playing wise, how does he look? So Howie Roseman goes out and he gets guys that that are trying to revive their careers right now, putting everything on the line. So these are guys that the Eagles will not sign after that. They'll be rentals this year. I don't care if Uche has a 16 sack season. Okay. I just need him to help us this year and call it a day, and that's it. You know what I mean? These guys are just working for themselves to get a bigger contract with another team. Because the Eagles aren't re-signing any of these guys that are getting signed right now on one-year deals. These guys will not be re-signed. These are rentals. These are guys that are going to help out, and that's it. So, what's going on, Victor? Robert says, I'm curious to see how Dillon pans out. Rob says, Huff is going to play well next year, and everybody's going to look like idiots. Well, we're not really idiots, bro. Like, he didn't play well. Like, they look like idiots more than we look like idiots because they signed a guy to big money and he did nothing last year. So no one's looking like idiots besides them. We're not looking like idiots. I mean, like, if they sign Huff to, like, 1.8 million for the year, I really wouldn't give a shit. But $17 million a year, and I'm not throwing compliments at him for a pressure or he didn't do enough. Not good enough. Beast cards anyway, we can get rid of Bryce Huff. Should Howie send draft picks with that contract, even if that's possible? I would never send draft picks with Bryce Huff. No. If you're trying to dump a contract, no. At this point, I don't know what you're gonna do. It just seems like if they can't dump it, I'm not giving away draft capital just to dump a contract. Like, look, see how he pans out in training camp, see if he gets better. I mean, they can't get rid of him. They can't get rid of him right now. They can't if they can't dump the contract, then they can't. I don't know what they're gonna do. What if he doesn't have a good training camp? You know what I mean? Do you just like make him a healthy scratch for every game while he's making this big check every week? I'm not really sure, but probably not my favorite thing that I would do, to be honest with you. Probably not. New England could be Dorian Thompson-Robinson says he took a 30 visits to Philly during the pre-draft process and loved it. Says it was one of his favorite. Yeah, I don't care about Dorian Thompson-Robinson. I don't care about Dorian Thompson-Robinson. He's going to be a practice squad quarterback. He's going to be a camp arm. That's it. Like, he ain't going to be nothing more than that. You know, I mean, the only good thing about it is, like, the Eagles know him. They've went through a process with him in the past. And that's it. There's nothing to be hyped up about it. It's just he's got a similar skill set to Jalen Hurts. That's great. It's awesome. But other than that, I'm going to be realistic with it. I'm not excited about that. I was more excited about the draft pick that came back to us. I could really care less about the quarterback they bring in. So, L. Rob, so you don't have to throw compliments at Huff, but you don't also have to write him off. The guys, I'm not writing him off. I'm just saying he's making too much money for the little that he's doing on the. Can you at least say that they fucked up on the signing? Can you at least say that he didn't pan out after getting all that money? Because he didn't. You get paid. He's getting paid a lot of money, and I'm expecting results, and he gave me no results. So. It's not writing him off. It's if you're getting paid that much money, bro, like I expect you to produce. That's it. And if it was just a bad year, hopefully he proves me wrong. Apparently he was very he was walking around angry. He was, he came out with a lot of stuff. He was walking around angry and felt like he didn't want to be there, and that's not good. I mean, that's not a good attitude. It's not a good attitude. After what he said, like after the season was over, winning a Super Bowl and everything, he said a lot of stuff that was really bothering. But this is why, dude. Like, and he knows he doesn't pan out in Philadelphia. Like, he's going to get a lot of crap from the fans, and we'll see though. Robert Jones, all the players Howie will sign this year won't be back. Howie, after he gets all the young talent to get paid the 26th draft and have a lot of picks and hope we hit well on our picks. Yeah. I mean, you have 20 something picks the next 2 years between the first and the fourth round, the next 2 seasons. I mean, that's kind of insane. That shit that Schefter said the other day, I never even thought of that, to be honest with you, but that was just wow. I don't realize how many picks that the Eagles have, but they are banking on a lot of picks, man. They hit on these 2 drafts. I'm telling you, they're set for years. Years. Suo Blaze, what's going on, man? Member for 34 months. Thank you so much, dude. Say, hey, Joe, what's going on, man? Hope you're having a good day, man. Beastcar, what did he say? Oh, yeah, Huff, I had an interview at the end of the year. I don't know, quote unquote, what he said, but he said he was walking around angry and pissed off and felt like he didn't want to be there. That just things were just not working out. So it seemed like he was just in his own head. So whether that affected his play, which it probably did, this is a guy that had one successful year and a heavy rotation with the Jets with a 10 sack season, got more snaps, doubled his snaps, and like I said, just didn't play well. And then he needed that wrist surgery. So he got the wrist surgery. He came back. Then his snaps really started to decrease because Fangio was just like, nah, not really. Probably the biggest mistake they made was not start. The biggest mistake they probably made was not starting Jalix Hunt early in the year. That was probably the biggest mistakes they made. Yeah, that was a report that came out at the end of the year this past year. Or it wasn't after the year. I think it was like towards the end. Like I think when we got to the playoffs, I think, or something like that. I know I made a video about it in season. So that's why I'm kind of like, this guy's like getting pissed off and it's affecting his play. And, you don't want that. Ron says, hope you're better, brother. After losing CJ, I feel like the writing is on the wall for us to grab a safety early, possibly round one. Nick Amore is a big physical presence. 6'3", runs a 4.3. Yeah, everyone's talking about the safety from South Carolina. Everybody's talking about the safety from South Carolina. Ron says, hope you're better, brother. Oh, yeah, I already read that. Sorry. So I think, yeah, maybe we'll see. If they don't sign one before the draft, that could be the big pick in that draft. No doubt. Curtis says, yep, 20 picks and 3 free agents in 2 years. Yeah, that's kind of crazy, bro. That's crazy. Eagles have a lot of picks between this year and next year, a lot of picks. Especially, they're going to add more picks for next year. Those 4 fifth-rounders they have, they're going to trade one of those for a pick next year. Forget it. They're going to, I mean, I'm not even saying, like, don't think even next year they're going to make any type of moves for free agent. Like, it's going to be the same shit next year. The more they're gonna be successful this year, they're gonna lose more players next year, and they have to draft well and get that youth turnover is gonna keep happening every single year. ZYTX say, hey Joe, we got an interview later. Checking to see how you're doing and how you feel about everything before the draft. Oh, nice. How good luck on your interview, man. I hope you get it. I know you'll get it. I feel good about everything. I've been fine. I mean, I've been just telling everybody to be fucking patient. You went out, you signed a running back. You're signing these cost-effective contracts now. You're making cost-effective moves right now, okay, that are going to be cheap, that are going to be within the Eagles' want right now. So the Eagles are signing depth all over the place. And that's perfectly fine because you go into this draft and this is where they're going to fucking nail everything. So we'll see how it goes, man. But I feel good about it. Yeah, Joshua Uche is a low risk, high reward player that just needs to be put in a good spot, man. You know what I mean? He got traded last year. Kansas City traded for him for a 6th-round pick last year. That would have been in our Super Bowl. He was a healthy scratch. I don't think he did much last year. With the Patriots, he was a rising star. 22, he had 11.5 sacks. On 38% of the snaps. I mean, that's pretty, you know what I mean? So this is a player that has a lot of flash. He has a lot of flash. So the Eagles are taking a chance on him for him to fight for himself, to revive himself, a 1-year, $1.6, $1.7 million deal. Play in Philly and to work for another contract. That won't be in Philadelphia after 25, but, getting into camp is going to be fun. What Bryce Huff is going to do, we got Bryce Huff obviously needs to have a turnaround year if he's not getting rid of by that point or dump that contract. It's a huge ceiling, Nathan. It's a huge ceiling. Definitely. And if Fangio wants a guy like that, I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it. He's had success and he's young. He's 26. So he's at the perfect moment where if he has a really good year, he'll get big money next year. I don't care if he has a 15 sack season and Eagle fans, oh, let's try to re-sign him. No. Like, I don't care about these guys. Like, the main guys we're trying to sign, obviously, is Juergens, Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, and in a couple of years, Quinyon Mitchell, DeJean, and what those contracts. I mean, there's so many contracts down the road, is hence why the Eagles are freeing up big cap space from Chauncey getting traded $6 million next year in 26, $13.8 million in 27. So you're freeing up a lot of big chunks of cap the next couple years, plus the cap going up. You'll be able to re-sign some guys, and when you're a good team and you're drafting well, you don't hit that free agent well that much. You really don't, unless you're just getting depth pieces on that third wave, that late lateral wave of free agency to go get guys if you really want to, Oops, let me do that. Nate says, yeah, that's cheap for sure. Yeah. It's all depth, man. It's depth that can really do a lot of good things. I mean, who knows what Uche is going to look like next to Jalen Carter? I mean, who knows, man? Who knows? Coming out of camp, we're going to find out. We're going to find out. No, there's no chance. No, Joshua Uche? No. These are guys that will not resign in Philadelphia. Not resigning in Philadelphia. None of these one-year deals. Zachary Tyler says, Kenyon Green said he loves the way Jeff Stoutland cares for his players and is going to give Philly everything he's got. Let's see what Stout can cook. Yeah, that's great, man. That's great. Whether it's a year, whether it's 2 years, whether, the Mekhi Becton situation is interesting now because I don't know what's going to happen here. He's still not signed yet. Super Bowl champion Mekhi Becton, how is he not signed yet? Why is he not signed yet? I feel like the Eagles are trying to get this contract down, I feel like he's trying to come back. He's trying to come back. So, if I go into this training camp and I see Jalix Hunt and Joshua Uche playing better than fucking Bryce Huff, I don't know. I like the guard position too because I really feel like I like Trevor Keegan from Michigan a lot because he really needs an opportunity, and I think he'll run with it. Tyler Steen, been in the system, could play both guard spots. And then look, you don't have Mekhi Becton, so we're going as is right now. Mekhi Becton comes back, you have a chance to say, hey, they could start messing with Kenyon Green, training him up the next couple seasons. If that's as long as it takes, it might not take that. Kenyon Green might come out of this training camp like a brand new player. You don't even know at this point. You know what I mean? A191 says the one signing I think we missed on was Oren Burks. I thought that was he had like a 2-year $5 million. I mean, it was a cheap deal. Isaiah Rodgers left. Obviously, yes, you got a comp pick for him, a 6th-round comp pick for 26. Okay, I get that, but Oren Burks letting go of Oren Burks was I don't know why. I don't know why they let that go. I mean, that's nothing. I mean, I don't think it affected comp picks or anything like that, which I 100% know that. I don't think it affected much of anything. Steven says, I think other teams are concerned about Becton's knees. No, I don't think so. I think it's just coming down to money right now. I've heard nothing on anything involving Becton and like injuries or any concerns why teams. I think it just comes down to number, and I think he's trying to come back. I think they're just trying to match something. If he goes over, if he exceeds over a certain number, it's just not going to happen, man. What's going on, Desert? What's going on, man? Hope you're having a good day, dude. L. Rob says, I only want to sign core pieces. Everybody else can come and go. Well, no, I mean, we're not signing. Yeah. We're going to, that's the plan. That's the plan. They're all the Eagles care about. You want to sign your superstars of the future the next few years. That's what you're opening money up for. Anybody else that comes, how many times have the Patriots and even Kansas City, they bring guys in, and you know what I mean? Like, these guys are just products that we're giving guys an opportunity to come to a really good team, to be successful with the Eagles, play for themselves in Philly, and kind of reviving their careers for that bigger contract when they leave Philadelphia after the year. Who's your number one dream pick? Abdul Carter. But that's not going to happen, though. Nate says Burks outplayed expirations for sure. Might have been the D-line buffing him. Well, I mean, yeah, but still, like, dude, we know what having bad linebackers in Philly is. He was really good in coverage. He was really good playing downhill. And, I get it, dude. But we've had good defensive lines, and we've had bad cornerback linebacker play. Defensive line can only do so much in a game. So, trust me, Oren Burks was a pretty good player. Suo says, I love the A.J. Dillon signing. Yeah, the A.J. Dillon signing is going to be just one of those things where we got to see where he's at condition-wise with his body, how his neck injury, stinger coming off of that injury, and how he's going to be. If A.J. Dillon plays up the par, bro, that man is one of the most shifty bruiser. You brought a bruiser back to Philadelphia. I've been wanting a bruiser back in Philadelphia since LeGarrette Blount was playing. Hopefully, if he makes the active roster, it won't be a Rashad Penny type. It won't be a Rashad Penny type year where they fucking just sit him and he doesn't do anything. Beastgar, what's up? Says, I think $10 million a year for Becton is fair, but the market is stupid overpriced. No, it is. Guards are getting paid 4 years, 70 plus, 80 plus million. I'm surprised he's not gone right now, honestly. Yeah, nice. It's true. I think we signed Fred Johnson, so we keep out comp picks. Yeah, Fred Johnson is still a free agent right now. Yeah, I mean, if Fred Johnson leaves, they don't even have a backup left tackle right now. We got Suo Blaze, first super chat of the day. Says, this AJ for a 4th round pick and Gonzalez is crazy. Where the fuck is this coming from now? What is this? What is this? What do you mean? So the Raiders did sign Raheem Mostert of course the Raiders signed Raheem Mostert because Chip Kelly fucking knows Raheem Mostert. Fucking Christ. Let's see here. Hopefully that's, I don't know why the Patriots rumors are pushing so hard right now. Pat said AJ Dillon is an approved deal. Let's not expect the world. Just hope he's healthy enough. Well, yeah, that's where I'm at. It's a prove it deal for me. Like I said, he might not even make it out of training camp. He might not even make it out of training camp. He could. He's got, and I think part of it, like you said, he's got to stay healthy within camp and everything. So. Nate says, Becton, I suppose he's still on the block. Longer, the better. Well, there's no block. There's no block. He's a free agent. There's no trade block. He's a free agent. He's out there, and the Eagles are trying to either match or they're just trying to get a cheaper price on him. Ron says Dillon is going to keep Barkley healthy too, 100%. We could take Saquon out of those short yardage situations. Yeah, that's great too. I have no issue with that. AJ Dillon packs a fucking punch, bro. He's got probably as much of a bigger lower body as Saquon or is similar. Guy can go out for pat. Guy can catch the ball out of the backfield. I mean, you could do a lot with him. But I love that though. Yeah, neck injuries are concerning, and that's one of the lot bigger reasons why a lot of teams didn't. No one's paying a running back coming off a neck injury. No one's paying a running back coming off of a neck injury, bro. I wouldn't do that. Shit. Hold on one sec. I can't wait till this sickness is gone. Sorry, excuse me. It's going to happen. Let's see. Oh, 4th overall, not 4th round. Oh, I read that wrong then. Like 4th round pick. The fuck is all that? I wouldn't even take him. He's not even. I wouldn't even take him for that. It's not enough. If I traded hypothetically, if I'm trading AJ Brown, I'm taking a team. I'm taking I'm taking picks for like the next fucking decade. I'm taking their fucking soul. I am ripping their fucking hearts out with draft capital. You know? Joe says, what do you think about drafting Baron Starks or Amari in the first and trading up in the second for Jihad Cam? That would be fucking getting that would be getting a safety, and then getting a linebacker. That'd be awesome. Safety and linebacker would be pretty damn sweet. I mean, I like Starks and Amari. Obviously, everyone's been talking about him. And Jihad Campbell, I mean, I don't know. I like Jihad Campbell. I like Jalen Walker. I don't know. We're gonna find out. I wonder if they'll add more defensive line. I feel like they still need one more piece. I feel like they need one more piece, bro. Let's see. Rob says, yeah, Covey is going and Nia Smith time to return punts and be mixed in the offense. Just a numbers game with Howie, with numbers game with Covey. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, dude. Like, unfortunately with Britton Covey, bro, I mean, he got hurt like what, twice, 3 times? I don't even know at this point. Yeah, man, he's just Covey is he's just too light, I think he's a good punt returner. He's just too light, man. He takes an unnecessary hit and boom, he's out. That's the only issue with him. They're looking at a guy from Indiana, that Michael Price, that wide receiver. They went to his pro day. He averages like 13.8, 13.9 yards a carry on punt returns. They got to look for other punt returns. Obviously, Cooper DeJean has got to be out. I mean, he's way too valuable now. There's just too much value. We got a super chat. Sorry. I'm trying to get this on my phone because I've been so behind on everything. JSS Records and Entertainment. Appreciate the super chat, my friend. Says, do I need to buy a space heater for your studio space? Get well, bro. Love your inputs. I appreciate it, man. I actually have one. I wear hoodies a lot. I mean, the summertime I don't, but it was chilly. It was chilly this morning, but I always wear hoodies in my house. I always wear hoodies and hats and whatever. So I appreciate that. I always see comments are like, dude, like this guy's wearing a fucking hoodie and like in his house, like, what do you have, like no heat? I'm like, I got heat. I like to stay cozy. That's all. Appreciate it, man. So with the super chat says, okay, so basically, would you do AJ for Abdul Carter and Christian Gonzalez? I think I might. Not gonna lie. Yeah, that's interesting. That is very interesting. Unfortunately, if you did that, it would create a big hole at wide receiver. So it wouldn't be good for the season. Would it be good for the future? Sure. For the season, probably not. But it would cost more than that, though. I would ask for that trade, but it would have to cost like they would have to give me more than that, way more than that. They'd have to give me more draft capital down the road. I want like their future first round picks like down the road. At least another 2 first rounders, 3 first rounders. Not even kidding. I mean, that wouldn't go down unless there's more draft. You can't be pick for pick, player for player in one pick. It just can't happen that way. But I get it though. I get it. Yeah, no one wants that. Nobody would want that. We won't use the man's name in here ever. Who? Ron says Jalen Walker is my favorite linebacker. He can move around the defensive front. I feel Vic would utilize him kind of like how Coop moves around the secondary. Walker moves around the front seven, another weapon. No, I like Jalen Walker a lot. I really do like him because he could play off ball and play on the line. That edge rusher from Georgia, I really like. I don't know why I just brain farted his name, but I like him because he could play inside tech, outside tech. He could move around a little bit on the defensive line. Oh, Mykel Williams. I like him a lot too. It's deep, dude. It's I'm telling you right now, like I'm telling you, like we're gonna hit. We're gonna fucking hit. I'm telling you right now, like those 4 5th-round picks, like I don't know, dude. I feel like there's gonna be somewhat of another. There's gonna be somewhat of a couple trade ups in this draft. I just got a feeling, bro. So I get the whole Jalen Walker hype. James Pierce Jr. is like my if it's not Abdul Carter, bro, it's James Pierce Jr. for me. If I'm going after edge, it's James Pierce Jr. That's like one of my it's like one of my favorite players. Damn, Mykel's only 20 years old. Holy shit, really? That's fucking insane, bro. Mykel Williams. Yeah, yep, Cameron. Yep. The name just came to me. It just came to me. Cameron says Mykel is 20. Yeah, I love Jihad. Jihad Campbell, linebacker from Bama, can fit nice with Fangio. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Mykel and Jalen Walker. Sorry, Jihad and Jalen Walker are very different. So he ain't falling to 32, bro. James Pierce Jr. ain't falling to 32. Like we can wait at 32, but then he ain't falling straight to 32. Like we're gonna have to move up to get him. There's no way if he dropped to 32 and the Eagles don't have to do anything, I'll be shocked over that. Zaire Tyler says Pierce would have been the first pass rusher off the board last year's class. Dude is a stud. Yeah, that'd be great. But like it depends. Like the further you move up, the more it's gonna cost you. Like, what is it gonna cost you? I don't know. So I think Mykel Williams. I think Mykel is very. I think Mykel Williams is very realistic. I think he's very realistic. Someone's dropping. I mean, someone's gonna drop. Like, there's gonna be a bunch of players. I mean, I feel like we'll have a nice. I think we'll have a nice category of players that we're gonna be able to draft there. I'd sell my kidney for Abdul. Karen says we would have to give an up second rounder to move up to get Pierce Jr. Yeah, well, No, I wouldn't say. Yeah, well, yeah, it depends where. Yeah, if you're moving up to fucking 12, 13, probably. I wouldn't say trading up regardless. I don't think you're giving up a second, but I think the most they can move up is like maybe 10 spots, maybe, and that's like the most I think they can move up. I don't know if they can move up any further than that. 5 to 10 spots. I mean, that's the most. I can't see them moving up any more than that. Decent Media says if Pierce drops to the mid 20s, we should trade up again. I would do it in a heartbeat. That's just like I remember that draft when we had last year, bro. When Cooper DeJean was still on the board in the second round, me and Philly were like, "There's no way they're passing up on that fucking kid. There's gotta be a way they're gonna move up in that second round and go get him." And that's what they did. They moved in front of Green Bay because Green Bay obviously, I think, had a lot of interest in Cooper DeJean. Karen says, I don't know if Pierce was a better prospect than Verse. His bend is better, but Verse had stronger hands and set the edge better. Yeah, Verse got drafted what? That was the first defensive pick, right? 14 last year. I like the dudes that have a balance of power and bend, but I mean, I like Pierce around the edge. He's got really good bend. He's got, I mean, it's almost, for me, it's hard for him to be a day 2 pick if he actually lands on second day, but yeah, a second round pick, no. So it says, I don't know about a second. 20s would be like a third, fourth. Yeah, I don't, you're moving up to like 13th, 14th pick. Maybe it'll cost you a second round pick. Maybe. Zara says Cameron Holmes does Ben and Burst way better than Verse. True, he's just not as strong because he's a speed rusher while Verse is more physical. City family, what's going on? Thank you for that super chat, my friend. Walter Nolan or even huge Deion Walker, 6'6", 345. Wow, holy shit. Yeah, I heard a lot of people talking about Walter Nolan. How do you guys? What do you guys? How do you guys feel about Jack Sawyer, Ohio State edge rusher? He's been on a lot of mock drafts as well. I mean, mock drafts are bullshit anyway, but I just read them just for entertainment. That's all. What about Sawyer? Who's a big fan of Sawyer from Ohio State? So it says Pierce got speed though. Yeah, and that's what a lot of people with Nolan Smith that he's not a power rusher and he's more of a speed guy, but he's starting to become a nice little balance. Oh yeah. Lia Latu was the first defensive player. Okay, I keep forgetting about that guy. Sawyer's second round or in the third. Okay. Yeah, Mike Green probably won't even get fucking drafted. I wonder if anyone's gonna take a chance on Mike Green with all that crap going on with him. I hope somebody just takes him in the first round. This way, like the Eagles can like get one player closer to them. He's got the sexual assault the sexual assault charges from high school and then he went to Virginia for a second charge, and then he transferred to Marshall. And I don't know. For me, I wasn't really a big fan of his tape too much. Karen says, Joey, I might consider trading up for James Pierce Jr. and give up a second. I'm sorry that D-line would be. Yeah, they need their picks, though, bro. They need their picks. They can't. Unless they are able to not. I mean, yeah, I mean, you're going to. You probably won't even have to give that up. I mean, it just depends on how far you move up in the draft. I can't see them making a huge jump. Oh, Leatu? Okay. Whatever. Come on now. We all know I can't say shit for my life. Sawyer would fit long term, third or second round. UC1 says, you see Trey Hendrickson, what Bengals are asking for? First round pick and a player? Yeah, that's not happening. So the Bengals want a high draft pick, and you have to pay him 30. That contract is going to be $30+ million. I mean, if he gets paid less than 30, I'll be shocked. Yeah, trading back would be an ideal thing too as well. I agree, because if there's a nice set of players still on the board and they don't want to pay somebody first round money and give it and they're not interested in giving somebody a fifth year option, they could trade back, garnish more picks, and boom, done. There's going to be a team that wants that 32nd pick. The last time the Eagles had a pick that late, I think the Ravens trade up for Lamar Jackson. Yeah, it's when it was the pick, I think, for Nick Foles or whatever the hell it was. What was it, a comp pick for Nick Foles? I forgot what it was. Yeah, I didn't like Suo. Yeah, I didn't like Mike Green's tape. I didn't like Mike Green's tape at all either. I wasn't really a big fan. And they have him slated as a first rounder, so I don't know. Jonas says, "Hey Joey, what's good, bro? Hey, I got a new t-shirt idea for you in Philly. The quad, the quad squad, Saquon and AJ. That's funny. Yeah, we're working on some other stuff right now. If you guys haven't checked out the new stuff in the store, the new champion shirt, everyone's loving that shirt. High sprung polyester. It's made of a different fabric in the champion word letterings and stuff. It's really good, and it looks amazing. Definitely check it out. The main thing t-shirt as well. Comes in shirts, hoodies, all that great stuff, and we have a store full of so much stuff from this past year. So definitely, check it out. Link will be in the description and in the live chat for the Shakedown store. Obviously, when you buy something, you're supporting me and Philly 500, and we appreciate it so much, guys. Appreciate it very much. Let's see. James says, I like moving back because we don't have any picks after the 5th round, and we know how he hits in the 6th and 7th rounds. Well, realistically, Howie has hit in the 6th and 7th rounds, but he's starting to hit in the 3rd, 4th round areas now. He's starting to garnish a little bit there, so which is good. Your first round pick is always going to be as important as it could be. Get to that second round pick, it's going to be very important, and then forward from that, hopefully you see some things from Will Shipley, like Jalix Hunt. I mean, Moro Jomo is a fucking 7th round pick. Moro Jomo was a 7th round pick. He was great against the run. He flashed and passed as a pass rusher, flashed a little bit here and there. And the Eagles just, I think Clint Hurd is a great defensive line coach. I think he was amazing last year. I'm really glad that he's back and he's ready to go. We didn't lose any defensive coaches, obviously. Christian Parker is probably going to be his last year in Philadelphia, most likely. He'll probably have a DC job by next year. So, what's going on, Princess Gamer? Lisa says adding a 3rd or 2nd this year would be clutch. Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, they added another 5th with the Pickett trade, which was good. They're going to add more picks. Even on draft night, we're going to get picks for next year. He's going to add another pick for next year. Trust me, if there's 5 to 6 players in that first round by the time we pick that he really likes, and we're all like, damn, this is great. He could trade back second day, get another. He'll garnish picks for next. He'll garnish a pick for next year, and I mean, Jesus, how many picks do the Eagles have in 26 now? Oops. I just want to look like updated. Is this even updated? Yeah, it is. Is it? They have a first, a second. No, this is wrong. Oh, no, this is wrong. Wait, why doesn't it say that the Eagles don't have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? They got 10. Yeah, they got 10 picks. They got 10, right? First, a second, 2/3. Sorry, 3/3, 2/4. 3/5 and a 7th. I think. I could be wrong. I thought it was 11. Maybe it is 11. Princess Gamer says, as of yesterday, I don't know if how he did any moves today, but it's 20 for 2 years. Yeah, it's 20 for 2 years between the. He said like 20 for 2 years from like the first to the 4th round or some shit like that. I forgot what Schefter said the other day. So he's signing a bunch of cost-effective depth slash potential low cost, low risk, high reward type signings that these players will take a chance on themselves this year to play for a really good football team. So 10 this year. All right, so Reese says 10 this year, 10 next year. That's fucking good, bro. Coming off a Super Bowl, you have 10 picks in this draft? Shit. Who else got 10 picks in this draft? Probably not a lot of teams. I know the total is 20, 11 of which are in the first 4. Oh, so the first 4. Okay, combined. Okay, it's combined. I got confused Someone said, "Oh, we have." Somebody was like, "Oh, we had 20 picks between the first 4 rounds, the next 2 drafts." I'm like, that makes no sense. Dave said, if we don't sign Becton, it'll be 12. I said 12 because I don't expect us to sign Becton. Okay, because they lose. Okay, I get it. Okay. Philly Rel says we just got to hit on the picks. That's true. Yeah, they're putting everything into this fucking draft, bro. Everything to the draft, and that's perfectly fine. The more picks that they hit, bro, the future's going to be bright. The Eagles will never have to fucking. The Eagles will never have to sign big time free agents. The Eagles will have homegrown talent that they'll re-sign for the next few years, or more than that down the road. So Seward says we can get a comp pick for Becton too if he signs with us or signs with another team. Platamilo says, "What up, Joe? You gotta be the hardest working Eagles content creator, even up open late. Keep it up." I appreciate it, man. I mean, yeah, man, it's busy time right now, you know. Trust me, after the draft, I'm gonna be on I mean, usually in June I'd make a lot of videos. I might take like 3-4 weeks off and just relax and just stay off YouTube for like a few weeks to like a month. I might. I was thinking about it and take a long, long vacation. So the latest on Justin Simmons, nothing. It's been quiet. Steven says 11 picks the first 4 rounds. Where'd you get 20? 20 between this draft and next draft. Full picks between this draft and 26. Sorry, 25 to the 26 draft, equal to about 20 picks. Beastguard said, we know damn well after this year that first year players could just have as of a big impact as veteran players with big names. I know. You know, I mean, you got 2 fucking steals last year. I mean, that draft last year, like that, you know, it won't happen like that. You know, it's hard for, you know, when someone drops in the draft because the offensive players are, you know, the draft last year was like 14, 13, whatever, 13, 14 offensive players taken off the board, no quarterbacks excluded out of that. And then you got Quignon like it was nothing. And then Cooper DeJean, because of how the draft went, I mean, that made it so fucking easy, bro. I mean, you know, how that went down. You ended up getting 2 first-round talents just like that. Elliot Potasic says, bang, we have a tight end. What happened? What happened? Did we sign somebody? Did we sign somebody? Or no? There we go. Eagles have signed a tight end. Thank you, Elliot Petoskey, man. Thank you so much, man. Harrison Bryant. No idea who that is. Former Raiders and Patriots tight end Harrison Bryant is signing with the Eagles on a 1-year deal worth up to $2 million. Okay. No idea. Harrison Bryant, new signing for the Philadelphia Eagles. Okay. So there's another signing. Depth moves are fine. That's what they're doing right now. They're just signing depth everywhere. That's fine. Because once they hit this draft, it's over. It's over. I don't know who this guy is. I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to look to see like where, like who the fuck this guy is. I have no idea who this is. A 1 year for $2 million. Elliot says, Joey, notice the age of players guys were signed, the amount of years they've been in the league, and the size of the contract. Don't be surprised we bring in more guys like that. No, I mean they're gonna sign a lot of cost effective dudes. Elliot says he could block. Well, that's good. That's good. We don't even know what's going on with Dallas Goedert yet. No idea. EJ Jenkins showed some flash. Give him another train camp, see what he could do. He's a big body tight end, got some speed to him. Nay says, I think Howie's signing a bunch of players who are hungry to get better right now. That's what it seems like. Well, yeah, these are like I said, they're cost effective. These are guys that, that probably shown some flash, and these are just cost effective moves right now for depth and competition and other stuff like that. So the Joshua Uche move is a very solid move for the Eagles. It's solid. That shit works out. That just might be a player that has been in a really bad situation. A bad situation with KC just didn't work out. The flash is there. The guy could put up numbers. I don't want Asante Samuel Jr. No. Hopefully Cameron Latu can make this roster. I don't know who the fuck that is. I don't know. I won't even lie. I don't know who that is. Yeah, Harrison Bryant, new tight end. I mean, look. I mean, what are we doing? Is Goddard going to be? Is Goddard going to be here? So, I mean, the signing. It's just the signing. So I don't know. You know what I mean? Where is this going, man? Like, where is it going? I have no idea. I need to see. I'm gonna be a noob and just look at like this dude and who the fuck is that? Oh, bro, that's a fake. I just saw something. Eagles are giving Ty and Harrison Bryant a 1 year worth up to $2 million. This doesn't mean Goddard is for sure gone, but isn't a great sign. Philly Nation just said Harrison Bryant. Yes. Who the fuck is Harrison Bryant? Who is this guy? I have no idea who this guy is. If he's a good blocker, then great. I mean, then he probably won't get the ball in his hands ever, and that's fine. So if he's better than Jack Stahl, if he's better than Grant Calcaterra, not Jack Stahl, if he's better than Grant Calcaterra at blocking, then I'm perfectly fine with that. I got no issue with it. All right, so they got a tight end now. Okay, so a 26. Yeah, so he's signing like Patotsky. Elliot Patotsky was saying in the chat a few minutes ago. They're signing a bunch of 26-year-old players right now. They're literally signing guys that are just going into their prime, and they're making a bet on themselves this year with a really good team with the Philadelphia Eagles to get that big contract next year. They're signing a bunch of players that are hungry to get that next contract. That's what they're doing right now. They're signing depth, but they're signing specific pieces at a specific age. That's what they're doing. Yeah, everyone's saying, even John McMullen says Eagles are getting a cost-effective blocking option in Harrison Bryant. All right. So, let's see here. Yeah, so he's not much of a receiver. Apparently, he's not much of a receiver. He's been highly valued. He's been highly valued for his blocking. Yeah, it's not a lot of money either, obviously. All right. Jack Stahl signed with the Saints. Yeah, well, Jack Stahl was here. He came back here, and they never really used him. I mean, they had enough before Jack Stahl came back, and then ended up leaving again. You know, you know what I mean. So Andrew says, "What is the latest on Aziz? I can't never say that guy's name. Any chance the Eagles sign? Oh yeah, I mean, I probably not now. I mean, I don't know if they're. I don't think they're going to add another guy. I mean, maybe they could. I'm trying to think. Do they add another guy? Probably not. I think they have a guy now that will bet on himself and hopefully will do a pretty good job. We'll see. The ceiling is off the wall. I mean, he could turn around and have a big fucking season. Does this stop them from, does this stop them now from going to the draft and getting an edge rusher in the first round? I don't know. So with the super chats, it's once again like the last 3 years, Howie fills the holes of the roster with free agents with cheap guys and allows them to draft free, and it's been working out, and it has. It has. There's nothing as long as you're drafting well, as long as you're going in the draft and you're drafting well, I got no issue with these signings. I don't. Because adding like some good talent on top of the depth that you have, go into training camp, get these guys ready, see who comes out on top. I mean, yeah, I think it's great. Yeah, we did sign him. It's yeah. We signed him. Chosen the one Shum says, you think we drafting? Appreciate the super chat, Suo, by the way. Chosen says, you think drafting a safety or signing one? You think we drafting a safety or signing one free agency? That's what I'm kind of waiting on right now. Marcus Williams is available. Simmons is available. Those are like the only two. Those are literally the only two that I could see them really going after right now. That's left. If they sign one of those guys, then I mean, then I think it's off the table. Unless, then they'll go and maybe second, third, if they want to go get a Malachi Moore on the second day, or something like that. Sure, but, Curtis Sharp says, word on the street is that Becton and the Seahawks are working on a deal. Damn. Well, there's your answer. They say Eagles have insane draft picks for winning a Super Bowl. Have 4 picks in the 5th round, almost all back to back. Howie's definitely going to make a splash somewhere down the road. Yeah, I agree. A19 says big spending in free agency usually backfires. Well, it depends how you go about it. Depends where your team is at financially, you know. Elliot says Jeff Okuda, Julian Blackman, Raekwon Davis, yeah, all at that same age. Oh yeah, Julian Blackman too. Princess says I'm interested in this QB. He was drafted a year ago. His movement speed, big arm, needs fundamental work. Yeah, I think he'll be good. Yeah, look, Tanner will be the number 2. But you actually have a quarterback now that has like a dual threat skill set, which is good because we haven't had that at all. We've never really had that with Jalen Hurts. Besides Mariota, I guess you could say he was similar, but this is a guy now that they can, produce and they can, I'm excited for him. I'm excited to see what he's got, man. Appreciate Dave so much, man. Yeah, we have I don't know how many people are in here. We got 169. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the stream. Appreciate it so much from everybody. I'm sorry it was a late stream today. I was supposed to stream at like 10 in the morning, but I had to sleep. So if my body's telling me to sleep, I gotta listen to it. Definitely hit the like button too if you guys haven't. They said Sidney Brown honestly gives me Palomalo vibes, hard worker, and will be good. I think like I said, I think with more reps he'll be fine. I think if he's going to compete for safety, I think he'll be fine, and he just needs more reps. Think about it. He came back from injury, and then he ended up getting concussion during the year, and he just didn't. He never, he was never a starter this year. He was just special teamer. He came into a game, he whiffed on some tackles, whatever. I mean, I'm not going to make a big deal out of a game where he whiffed on a couple tackles. I don't think that defines him who he is, because I've seen him what he could do in 2023 in his coverage, and I've seen his tackling open field, and, sometimes it just happens. But I think with regular reps as a safety and, Fangio giving him an opportunity, I think with all the reps that he'll get during the offseason program, I think he'll be fine. Oh, so Sidney Brown's young, dude. He's got fight. He's got more than fight in him. He's got He's got juice. He's the heat-sinking missile, bro. Late streams work better for me. I'm all about. Yeah, I get it, dude. Trust me. I'm only streaming this early because it's free agency. I don't stream like this normally when it's like regular. Regularly, I'll stream at 10 o'clock at night or something like that. Dave said, Joe, we know how he wants to keep 10 million in cap after the season starts for of shit. The of shit happens. Ozarius Cameron was signed by the Eagles this week for the Super Bowl. It's my wife's cousin and is a tight end the 49ers drafted in the 3rd round. He played at Bama with Dickerson. Oh, that's cool, man. Oh, that's sweet. That's pretty sick. Damn. I mean, realistically, so they signed a good blocking tight end, which is good. I mean, it's a good move. Damn, here you go. DeMarcus Lawrence. Oh, that was from yesterday? DeMarcus Lawrence signed with Seattle? Holy shit. 42 million, 18 guaranteed. Shit. Let's see here. All right, so Harrison Bryant signed, good blocking tight end. Joshua Uche, AJ Dillon. So says Malachi Moore would be great day 2 pick. He's got that fire in him. Yeah, Malachi Moore would be nice. I mean, to have somebody you could put at safety, have somebody. I mean, realistically, like we need inside corner. We need outside corner. What's going on at number 2 with Keely Ringo and the depth behind it, or if Keely Ringo is favored to get the job, compete for the job, however that's going to go. I don't know how that's going to go. That's going to be another question. So Malachi Moore would be great. I don't know if DeJean's moving to the outside. I don't see it happening. I don't. Because I feel like if you move DeJean outside, it creates a hole. But if you draft somebody at that spot, you better hope to God that they can play at that spot and stay consistent. Because if we draft a guy, move DeJean to the outside, and then we're just getting burnt on the inside constantly, it's going to be a long fucking year. Gray says, "Hey Shakes, how you feeling, my brother? What is the Uche guy going to start for us? What are the details?" Well, Jonathan Uche was traded to Kansas City last year for a 6th-round pick. He was a healthy scratch for the Super Bowl. He didn't play. I don't know what his stats were for them last year, but before that, he was I just don't think he's been put into the right situation. He had 11.5 sack season with the Patriots in 22. First couple years were great, and then once Gerard Mayo took over the Patriots, he didn't look great. I mean, obviously that whole team kind of fell apart under him. I'm trying to find let me see. Yeah, I mean, after 22, he kind of fell off. He was a 2nd-round pick in 2020, I think. 2nd-round pick in 2020. He had a sack in 2020, 3 sacks in 21. Then he just exploded in 22 with 11.5, and then he kind of fell down the last couple years. Oh, he was so KC traded for Uche at the trade deadline in 24, and he didn't do much. Didn't do much. So I think it's a nice low risk, high reward signing. The guy could rush. He could rush. We just got to see more, man. If Fangio sees something at this point with a kid like that, I mean, you got to pay attention to it. Pat says, anyone else notice Washington is signing every DT they can? They're trying their best to neutralize our O-line. Yeah, I know. They're signing a whole bunch of. They're bringing guys back. They're signing every DT to they have so many 1-year deals this year. They have so many 1-year deals. And on top of all these 1-year deals, I think they've handled this year horribly with all that money that they have. Laramie Tunsil is good, but I think he's coming off one of his worst seasons last year. And they gave up a lot for him. I mean, you trade for a left tackle. You're giving up a lot of picks, dude. They gave up a lot of picks. They gave up 2 picks for this year. They gave up a 2nd-round pick for him. They gave up a 2nd-round pick so that they lose their 2nd-round pick next year. Now, they brought Debo in at 17 to 20-something $million at 30 years old. McLaurin's 30 years old. He's a free agent. He'll be 30 years old by the season starting. They have 2 30-year-old receivers pretty much, and McLaurin's going to be a free agent after this year. Bobby Wagner signed like a fully guaranteed $10 million deal just to come back. Zach Ertz got a big chunk of cash for 1 more year. Like they're just trying to go all in for this year. They're going all in, sign these cheap 1 years. Yeah, I mean that's really it. That's really it. I mean, Ertz don't fucking scare me. Debo don't scare me, but the Eagles got to get a physical corner on the other side. Because Debo will get you. He will get him. President says, for the guy super old is a penalty monster. Give 5. Oh, in the 2-5 round pick. Yeah, I know. Oh, who's super old? Who? Tunsil's only 20. Was he 28? I forgot how old he is. I thought he was 28, 27, 28, something like that. Eagles give up Lane Johnson a second, third round pick for Trey Hendrickson. You can't lose Mekhi Becton and Lane Johnson. You can't give away Lane Johnson unless you have something already on here in return. No way. Tunsil's 30 years old? What? I thought he was younger. He's fucking 30? That's a lot of picks for a 30-year-old. I've never seen so. That's a lot of picks. I mean, I don't know how many more years he's got left, but that's a lot of fucking picks. Joey's 30 as of now, turns 31. Yeah, that's crazy. That's a lot. Damn, I thought he was younger than that. I thought he was at least 28. Yeah, that's dumb. That's a dumb move. Damn, that makes it even worse. Bro, they signed four fucking 30-year-old. They signed four 30-year-old fucking players. They trade for Deebo Samuel, Laramie Tunsil, Zach Ertz, re-signed Zach Ertz and Bobby Wagner. I mean, you re-signed like four 30-year-old players. So that's crazy. Cleveland says Joshua Uche gives Brand Graham type of vibe. Second round pick, Michigan in 55. Nice. I feel good. I think that's a good pick. I think that's a really good pickup, dude. I like that pickup a lot. Dre says there's already an offsides penalty on the Commanders. Didn't they just get in trouble for they tried didn't they just tried they tried signing that dude from the Ravens, that tackle? They got in trouble for it, didn't they? Maybe it's Adam Pierce is the reason why the 49ers are in the position they're in now, and now he's doing it to the Commanders, Joey. Passes to Washington, waste all that cap space they had on a few old vet. I mean, yeah, I didn't know Laramie Tunsil was 30 years old, bro. You gave up, bro. I mean, that's just fucking insane. Let me see what these. A third and a seventh, and a second and a fourth. That's yikes. Let me tell you something. If we trade for a 30-year-old player and gave up picks like that, I'd be pissed. Chris says that's Josh Harris. They're trying to buy a Super Bowl. Shit never works. No, you can't. It's just you don't even know what your quarterback's going to look like in year 2. You don't know. Everyone's got a blueprint now on that fucking quarterback now. It's just I'm not saying anything bad's going to happen, but you never fucking know. And you don't got a fucking high draft pick this year. So I get it. There's certain specific things that you could do, can't do, but just think about it. They don't make it this year. It's like contract negotiations are going to happen within another year with Jaden Daniels. Look what happened to the 49ers. had a bunch of Eagle fans here the last few days have been saying this team is gutted, it's done. It's like, no, dude, like the 49ers, that team is gutted. Like that's what happened. Like that's another team that can't manage the cap. When Brock Purdy wasn't getting paid, that was a team that was trying to buy a Super Bowl every single fucking year with all those signings. All those crazy signings that they were doing. And look what happened. Didn't fucking they lost in the Super Bowl. They lost they couldn't even make the playoffs. They've been getting worse and worse. Sewell says they're just going to all in for 1-2 years. Then it'll be the same old Commanders. I don't know. Not looking good, though. Pat says Washington's free agent pitch goes like this. Come to Washington where we always have pudding and bedtime and 8 o'clock is 8 o'clock. Princess says, yeah, now the commies traded most of their picks. Oh, I mean, valuable pick. I mean, a third round pick is. I mean, there's a lot of teams that don't think third rounders are valuable. Maybe they don't think it's valuable. All they're saying themselves is like, I hate when there's teams like out there like Washington that made the NFC Championship. Okay, they're like a couple pieces away. Like they just gotta like, and they're not even like giving a fuck about the future. It's like all they're caring about is like this 1 year that they need, you know. But the Eagles are doing both. Nothing's guaranteed, bro. Like getting back to an NFC Championship game, it's not fucking easy. It's not easy at all. None of it's fucking easy. Yeah, Harrison Bryant was just signed by the Eagles. Good blocking tight end. No, it's never guaranteed, bro. Wow, I just said that, Joey. Great minds think alike. Well, yeah, I mean, it's just it's not like you could never just like I hate when like these reporters I hate when these reporters are on TV and they're like, just because like Washington makes the NFC Championship game, they think, oh, they can get back there. They just need this. And it's nothing's guaranteed. Like every year that shit changes. Like, with Washington, like give it another year and they'll start losing coaches. They'll start, trust me, like once they start getting good, if they get another good year, they'll start losing coaching staff and fucking coordinators and changing this and changing that. Like it's gonna happen. The fact of the matter is this: the Eagles are always at the VIP table every fucking year, and we're used to it. They beat us in a fucking game when Jalen Hurts gets hurt in the second game. The Washington Commanders have 5 turnovers. Those fucking commentators were fucking making me want to throw up because they're like, oh, how are they still in this game with 5 turnovers and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, no shit. Well, obviously, there's a reason why that's the case. Washington beat us in that second game, and they act as if they didn't even clinch anything after that game. They did nothing. So they were celebrating that shit for like 2 fucking weeks. And that was it. And what did we say? We said if we meet Washington in the playoffs again, if we meet them for a third time, it's fucking over. It's over. And then they dropped over 50 on their head. Says people think that, but look at some of these trades that you get for a third. The past few years, you could legit get superstars for a third. I mean, yeah, you can always third round picks are great to move up. They're great. third-round picks are good to spice up a trade, but not for a 30-year-old. You know, a lot of guys, there's good values in the third. There's good values in the third round as well in these drafts. Would you rather have Pitts over Bryant? I don't know. I don't know about Pitts' blocking. I mean, that's really been the bigger question because if his blocking ain't great, then I probably don't want him. I haven't been that high on trading for Kyle Pitts. I'm like, hey, if it happens, great, you know. But that looks like that's not happening anymore. Mingo said exactly the last time we made the Super Bowl is the very next year we got bounced first round. Just feel like they aren't being humble about their success. Probably not. No. I think they were really in their own heads when they beat Detroit. I think that's what happened. Detroit just fucked that game up. It was an entertaining game, but both defenses were fucking god horrible. This was the best defense going into the playoffs last year. We said this. Once we got into the playoffs, bro, this was the number one defense going to the playoffs. So, you know what I mean? No, Uche will be a rotational guy. Of course he will. Everyone's rotational. Everybody is. Sua says, "Bro, they have only drafted 3 good players in the last 5 years: Terry McLaurin, Jaden, and Mike Sarah. And Sainstrell, he's not even that good, bro. I mean, Mike Sainstrell. I don't even think he's fucking good. Sorry, but nah. I don't even think he's good. We thought Emmanuel Forbes was fucking bad. That guy's fucking bad. Forbes might be worse than him, but that guy's not good either. I don't think he's even a good corner at all. I mean, even watching that Detroit game, and like I know like the Lions like stopped running the football, number one. Like every team that lost, like the Bills, like they strayed away from the run. The Bills, especially with James Cook, strayed away from the run. On the outside, he's not good. I don't think he's that great on the outside. He's okay, but Jermaine West says, I think we're going to draft Starks from Georgia. I have a feeling. Maybe. The Eagles hired that that quarterback coach. The Eagles hired the quarterback coach from Georgia today. You know? Saints had one good game, and Washington declared him the best corner in our division. Yeah, all right. Yeah, so I mean, that's what teams do, man. I can't even imagine when, you know what I mean? Like, if Howie has money and has picks, bro, like that's when things are dangerous. You know what I mean? Like Howie Roseman could do very little, could make a lot of moves doing very little. Eagles can have little cap, try to make room for guys of the future. Bro, my commander friend says Mike was better than Q. Yeah. I doubt that, but they might sign Justin Simmons. Look, if they sign a safety, they're not drafting a safety. They'll be done. That will be out the window. Oh, the Georgia assistant, his Pat Ryan says he has an awesome old school football name, Montgomery Van Gorder. I wonder if he's giving a lot of insight on some of the Georgia players and stuff. EC1 says, what if we go opposite direction instead of heavy defense, go heavy offense? Because defense of the draft, the O-line could fall to us. Yeah, that's what they did in 22. They did that, and it didn't really work out that well. You got to go best player available. You can't go. I understand you want to go need, but you can't. You got to go best player available. For them to go offense, nah. Offensively, I don't think so. I remember when 22, what was it, 21 or 20, the Andre Dillard draft, when they drafted Andre Dillard at, what was it, 22, 23? I forgot what the fuck, what pick they had, but they drafted Andre Dillard, and it was a heavy defensive draft. And that was the only player the Eagles, so the Eagles, they never interviewed Andre Dillard on a top 30 visit. That was like one of the only visits they never had with a player, and still drafted him in the first round. Dave says, I really believe Howie was with the youth movement. Oh yeah, 100%. There is going to be turnover like there's no tomorrow, bro. Yeah, Andre Dillard, unfortunately. They did him fucking dirty, though. Oh, that was 19. I'm forgetting. Oh yeah, you're right. It would be 19. What am I talking about? So Blaze with super chest says, man, I would love Derek Harmon or Tyleek Williams. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot of I think linebacker. This is a good draft for linebacker. A very good draft for edge rusher. Good draft for safeties. This is the perfect draft for the Eagles. Perfect draft. Perfect draft. No doubt. He was horrible. Danny Watkins, too. Appreciate that, Superman. That's the reason why, yeah. EC wants to remember when we played Peters over Dillard after he was getting good. Well, no, he never really yeah, I mean, no, Dillard never really started. Dillard was pretty much redshirted. Once they put Dillard in, I think they switched his position and he got destroyed. I thought they fucked up his confidence horribly. I thought they really ruined him. And then he just started to get injured every year, and that was it. Dave said Lurie stopped letting his son make picks, and looks drafting has gotten better. Well, yeah, they're drafting best player available. They're not making analytical picks anymore. You had like your analytical picks have been fucking up everything, bro. When you missed out on Metcalf and you missed out on Justin Jefferson and shit like that, it just can't happen that way, man. There's nothing wrong with being analytical about things and doing things analytically, but you can't make like these draft picks about number one need or best testing, like the combine is good. Like there are a lot of players that have become fantastic players that have had bad combines, you know. C to the R, I was interested in Starks, but people got me more interested in the safety from South Carolina now. Yeah, a lot of people are pretty big on him, dude. Everyone's talking about him. Nico and Stefan, Cure Crow Killer. What's going on? Says Joey running late here, but are you feeling any better? I feel good. Yeah. Appreciate it. Yeah, no, I feel better. Like I was supposed to stream earlier today. I didn't. I've been sleeping. I mean, every day. Like literally when I got off stream yesterday, I went to bed for like 10 hours. I woke up at midnight. Literally. I woke up at midnight last night. I did a video for this morning. So there'll be a lot of content for tomorrow though, because I know there's some interviews on that Dorian kid, the quarterback, and Green, the new guard. So we got a couple interviews to check out, and on top of some of the signings that we had with Uche, and I like the Uche signing a lot. Like I love it. I absolutely love it. John says, Joe, your honest opinion, who scares Who scares you in the division or overall? I mean, most likely Washington, yeah, because they're just better. They're just better. Yeah, I mean Washington, realistically. Other than that, it's pretty much it. They don't scare me, but if you're giving me a choice, it'd be Washington. There's no word on Becton yet. Somebody said that he's going to sign with Seattle, but I haven't seen anything. I'm still trying to like look and see what's going on. Let's see here. Kenny G just had his press conference today. Kenny G signed because Kenny G signed a 1-year deal with the Steelers, I think. Joshua Uche, I think, has got high ceiling to be a really good pass rusher. He just hasn't been in the right situation the last couple years. He got traded during the trade deadline last year. Kansas City traded for him last year. He was a healthy scratch most of the time. He hasn't really had a good season since 22, realistically. Yeah, I mean, he only had 2 sacks last year. That's it. 10 solo tackles, 2 sacks. Then I think in 23 he had 3 sacks, 15 total tackles. But I don't know his pressure rate and his other stuff, but I know pressure wise he's been pretty good. These are guys that they're Howie Roseman signed all these guys at 26 years old. Like, they're signing guys that are about to go into their prime, coming to a good team like the Eagles, and these guys are going to work for themselves to really give them their own, their big contract for 26. You know what I mean? So for the 25 season, all these players are going to be really betting on themselves for those bigger contracts, like I said. So I think I think once we start seeing it in training camp, we're gonna be like, damn, like I can't wait to see like what these guys are gonna bring to the table. Kirko says, we'll be bringing back Jalen Mills. I'm getting anxious. Well, you're probably gonna jump off a cliff if he doesn't sign. So might as well climb up there soon, and probably jump a little early, because that's probably not gonna happen. I don't want the Asante. I don't want. I'm not. I have no interest in Asante Samuel Jr. I have no interest, like none. Yo, Hardcore Sports Network, what's going on, man? Hope you're having a good day, bro. What's going on, man? No, we don't need Cooper Kupp. We don't need wide receiver. That shit. We don't need anything offensively. Realistically, we really don't need anything. Mingo says, please no Jalen Mills nonsense. You see Jalen Mills' tweet the other day? He was like, I don't know what's wrong, dude. Like, he's pissed because no one signed him at all. You see that tweet he put out yesterday? He seemed like aggravated. Dallas should go after Kupp. Yeah. They're signing a lot of yeah, I don't know. They're not making a lot of good moves. I just don't think he's physical enough, Dawson. I just don't think he's physical enough. We don't know we don't throw the ball enough to have AJ, Smitty, and Cup. Yeah, I mean, you don't need him. Jahan Dotson's perfect. He costs you. He's a little over $3 million for the year. He's really cheap. He barely costs you anything. He's cheap, man. He's cheap. He should be pissed, bro. Bro's a champion. He's acting like a loser and a little baby. So that's kind of a loser in my book. Guy's acting like he's like some top fucking free agent or something. Dawes says the way he plays and attacks the ball in zone would be perfect for Fangio. I feel like the fact that he's small. Yeah, but dude, these guys gotta get hands on too, and I don't think he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna be able to handle fucking a Debo fucking Samuel or a big receiver. If you got a big receiver on him, I don't think he's gonna do well. You know, there's just not enough size. Just not. I'm not a big fan of Asante Samuel Jr. I never really. I really just don't have. I really don't have interest. And to be honest, like the cornerback market, I don't know what he's gonna cost. I don't know what he's gonna cost. And like, if it's over $10 million, it's not even. It's not. It's not even questionable that they won't sign him. I would still go after edge in the draft, 100%, John. I still think that I feel like they need another piece. I think one more piece. Put said, no disrespect, but why the fuck are we talking about Jalen Mills? He's so washed. Stop trolling. Oh, I like busting balls. It's a Jalen Mills troll, but I like busting balls because I think it's just hilarious. It's like, hey, I think who would you pick between this player and this player? But I think Jalen Mills would be the perfect fit. Hardcore Sports says I'm not panicked with the way Hunt and Nolan played in the Super Bowl. I'm comfortable. Plus, we need to see what these young guys have. I feel like we need depth at safety. Hold on. We need depth at safety and defensive line. Hell yeah, but not worried. No, I'm not worried. I haven't been worried the last few days. Yeah, sure, the Chauncey Gardner Johnson trade was questionable, but I want to see the context behind it, which obviously no one else wants to hear about that. They just want to say, oh, he was he was the heart and soul, and he was the this, and everyone is acting like Chauncey Gardner Johnson was the only player that he's the main reason why we won a Super Bowl this year. Like everyone puts in their work for a championship, Everybody does. You have to make it's going to happen next year. The Eagles are going to get rid of more players next year because you're going to have that youth turnover from hitting on these draft picks. Because when you don't hit on draft picks year in and year out like the Eagles have done in the past, okay? They've done it before. You have to keep guys on the roster because your draft picks aren't turning over to become starters or rotational or things like that. Suo says Goddard and a third for Derwin James. Chargers want a tight end for Herbert. Oh, interesting. Didn't they just pay him last year? I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm just asking. Matt said, "What's up? What's going on, Matt?" Mingo said, "I like Ringo because his name rhymes with mine. Mingo and Ringo." Philly says no Derwin James for me, injury prone. Bryson, would you rather us draft safety or edge, Joey, and draft first, or depending on who's there? It really depends on the next few weeks what the Eagles do. I mean, realistically, it depends on the next few weeks for me. Leading up to the draft, do they sign a Justin Simmons or that guy from the Ravens? If they sign a safety, then it's off the table. Then I would go edge rusher. But you know what I mean? Then honestly, they could do whatever. Honestly, if they don't sign a safety, they could do whatever the hell they want between both positions, and I'll be happy. Because realistically, like if they say, hey, we're good with edge rusher because it looks like Bryce Huff, unless they're dumping that contract, they're still trying to get rid of him. They're going to have Bryce Huff, Joshua Uche. They're going to have, we don't even know if Brandon Graham's coming back. They got Nolan Smith. They got, Jalix Hunt. It's not bad. I can go into the season with that because I feel confident about Nolan Smith and Jalix Hunt going into this year, coming off a Super Bowl and what they did in the playoffs to the Super Bowl. Do I feel like they should add another piece to edge rusher? Of course. Jason R says 20 picks in the draft. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I mean, between both of these drafts, kind of nuts. What's going on, Rocky? How you doing, man? Hold on, let me get back to my chat here. What's going on, Rocky? With the super chat says Milton just said in his press conference that being the highest paid Patriot means more than winning the Super Bowl. Huh? Milton just said in his press conference that being the highest paid Patriot means more than winning a Super Bowl. Shaking my head, good luck without JC taking double. That makes no fucking sense. That makes you look like an ass. Harris Bryant is a good blocking tight end. He's got some speed to him as well. Not much of a receiving tight end, but he's more of a blocking tight end for the team. If Milton said that, that's really bad, bro. Nico and Steven Kerr Crowkiller says, Joey, call me cynical, but with the amount of money these guys make, are they really worried about our fans' feelings? It's the same of the game, and it's the name of the game, and they have a short career to begin with. No, I mean, most of them don't. We're all consumers. We're all consumers. We buy tickets. We buy their jerseys. We're just consumers, bro. I'm not saying that players don't care about fans, but realistically, like, probably a lot of them don't, and that's fine. Like, see, like, on this channel, my channel at least, I do this shit for fucking fun. Because realistically, like, if I had an opportunity to interview a player, I would never do it because I've had that interaction of meeting somebody that you've always wanted to meet and then be heartbroken after meeting somebody because you were treated horribly, and that's happened to me in the past before. And I just hate doing interviews in general, but yeah, I mean, I'm not really into that. But Milton Williams, you're gonna find he's gonna find out a lot of things. I hope he plays well. Suo with the super says, bro, in all honesty, Sweat and Milton are mid. No, I don't think they're mid, but it's what happens with some of these guys. They benefit off of other players. You know what I mean? You benefit off of other players. And these could be guys. Well, Josh Sweat, I think Josh Sweat's always been good. But Mill, on the other hand, is like he's benefited from playing next to good DTs, and he's been next to two really good ones. Really good ones. Even a better one now. Well, when he was with the Eagles, I'm saying. Ojomo's going to take that fucking spot like there's no tomorrow. Moro Ojomo is going to... Where's that fucking video of Ojomo? Of all his rushes in the season. I mean, we could watch that. Like, that shit is... I saw that and I was like, damn. And I saw it all year, you know. I've seen it all year. And guys, remember, there's the Eagles. The Eagles didn't tender Britton Covey at all, so he's technically an unrestricted free agent now. Where's that video on Milt I just saw the other day? Did I not save it? I didn't save it. I guess I didn't save it. Oh, here it is. I think I found it. His pressures are good, man. I mean, really good. Shake's very underwhelming free agent so far. These signings are all depth signings. There will be 2 big moves coming via trade or free agent signings. Well, they're supposed to be underwhelming. What do you expect right now? Like, what are you really expecting right now? I don't know if they have interest in trading for anybody. I have no idea, but it comes down to guys that you're paying. I mean, they're not paying anybody. Like, if you're trading for a good player, you're going to have to pay them. Like, they're not paying anybody right now. Simple as that. You got money for your draft, and that's it. Like, I don't think they're gonna have a few more signings, but I mean, yeah, maybe they make some type of trade, maybe, and they get some type of cost effective move. I mean, that's very high reward, but everything they've been signing guys between 26 to 27 years old, guys that are gonna play for themselves, bet on themselves to play on a really good football team that just got out of a Super Bowl to make it there again and earn and garnish that big contract for themselves in 2026 after this year's over with. Make sure I didn't miss Super Chat. No, I didn't. Okay. Mike says, yeah, biggest mistake I've seen from Mojo make a couple times, going too far outside, leaving a hole for QB to get away. Other than that, no, I think, yeah, I mean, look, nobody's perfect. I think guys, you know, no one's perfect every single snap, but I think he's been absolutely amazing, to be honest. Howie sort of told us to be patient, suffice, and say fans have zero interest in that. Yeah, nobody has patience. Nobody does. That's what he told us. He told us it's not going to go the way we want it to go, but he told us to be patient. And, you know, they're not taking off of a Super Bowl this year because they're trading a specific player. You know, look, if the Eagles traded Jalen Carter, yeah, then yeah, yeah, I'd be pissed. I don't even know what would happen. EC1 says Milton Williams laughs after being asked about becoming the highest paid player in Patriots history. I just won a Super Bowl a couple of weeks ago, and I thought that was the biggest moment of my life. Yeah, well, you know, when you get a big contract like that, that changes everything. Your second contract is, you know, you get your bread, financial for your family, you know. Some guys, the money, they love the fucking money, you know. That's what I'm saying though. You know, guys win a Super Bowl and they're fulfilled, and then they know they're going to get this money, and let's see what fucking he does this year. A lot of players fall off after these big fucking contracts. A lot of players fall off. You know, he might be a player that falls off. I'd be a Giants fan if they did that. Yeah, dude. Like if we traded, like honestly, like Chauncey, you know, 27, 28 years old. They're gonna save some cap space the next couple years. They have a plan behind it. Regardless of, you know, he's the centerpiece, and the Eagles don't look at Chauncey as a centerpiece of the future, which is understandable because, you know, he's not 24 years old. You know, he's not young. He's not that young. He's in his prime now. Franchise says Mauro Jomo is going to be a problem. What, in a good way or a bad way? Mike says, yeah, that's why I said earlier that it needs a little bit more development. We'll definitely get his year. That's why the only bad thing saw from him, he really going to be a problem for O-lines this year. Hergo Sports says, we all knew there would be time where our roster would flip and names we'd come to love would be gone. That time is now, unfortunate. We are getting younger this year to start building again. Yeah, I mean, that's, you know, you have to, you know, these are the moves you're going to have to make. You know, you're going to have to make these moves. And with Chauncey Gardner-Johnson being traded now, like, I think this move has been on the table for, I think Howie literally brought, I don't think Fangio I don't even think Fangio had any interest in Chauncey Gardner-Johnson coming back. I think this was Howie bringing him back for not bringing him back in 23 and giving this defense a little bit of a push. Say, hey, we brought him back to get, you know, to win a Super Bowl, and we won with him now. And, you know, I think the plan was to really just have him. I think this Howie Roseman, like, kind of already, you know, before you think Howie Roseman just woke up and was like, you know what, let's trade Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. No, like, this has probably since they got him since they got him back, since during the season, this move has probably been in the works, not towards that team, the Texans, but a trade from, yeah, probably. There, you know, you got to look at your roster. What move will save me money the next couple years that won't hurt me this year, but, you know, we can replace and we'll save some big chunks of cap space the next couple years. Since the cap is still going up, we'll be saving more money, you know. Kurgo says it's pretty easy to be patient considering how he just won another super champion. No, I know. It's just as soon as he got traded, I knew all hell was going to break loose. All hell was going to break loose. But apparently I don't know. From what Lord Brunson said, I mean, and he didn't really give us too much. It was just, quote unquote, it had to be done. So it sounds like it's more than a contract thing. Okay. At the end of the day, if just say it was a contract thing. So if Chauncey Gardner-Johnson went up to Howie and said, look, like, we just want a bowl, he's coming off. He got a contract with the Eagles where he played 3 games in Detroit, and that was it. And he comes to the Eagles on a cheaperish type contract. They win a bowl. It wouldn't shock me if he asked for more money. It wouldn't shock me, but I think something else must have happened. And if that's the case, then fine. You know what I mean? I know I don't like the trade, but there's reasons for it. There's reasons down the road for it. And I think the Eagles will make up for it. So they're making very big, cost-effective moves, low-risk, high-reward moves. So Sydney Family with the Super Chat says 2 running backs on the field with Hurts would be interesting. Well, they did it. The double back sets, they've done it. They didn't do it that much. They did it a couple times. They did it in that Brazil game. They did it like a few games later. They didn't really do it that much. But we'll see what they do. Appreciate the super. Says Chris Scott said we have to hope A.J. Dillon's neck is okay. After one big hit, he could be out. Otherwise, I like the signing. Yeah, the stinger injury is pretty serious, man. It's pretty serious. So he hasn't got a snap since he hasn't took a handoff since December 23rd, 2023. That was the last snap he took. But let me tell you, bro, if he's 100% healthy and he's a perfect complement behind Saquon Barkley. I mean, perfect. There's no doubt about it. That's amazing. It's an amazing move. I mean, you put him on third down. I mean, regardless. I mean, you don't have to put Saquon in short yardage situations or anything like that. I mean, I think that's a good move, man. I think that's a really good move. Chris Cobbin, member for 18 months. Thank you so much, man. He said they don't make the Chauncey Gardner-Johnson move without Vic saying, okay. Yeah, I think so too. I mean, look, I agree on some things. I mean, I think, yeah, sure, maybe there was a nod to it, but I think Howie Roseman within himself, and you got to think too, because Fangio was here in 22, but he was helping the offense. He wasn't helping the defense in 22, and he was like an assistant or a whatever he was with the Eagles. But dude, I don't think he was involved in Bryce Huff. I think he nodded some things. But I think this was Howie's thing to bring him back more sure for himself. Chris says Howie's thinking 3 years down the line. This year seems to be a mini rebuild on defense. Yeah, I mean it's a mini retool. I mean it's not, but you're gonna have to. You need that, man. You really need that. Matt says Chauncey being traded will still sting for a while, but I trust Howie's big plan, whatever it is. I'll eventually move on from the trade. I think all of us need to emotionally stop attaching ourselves to players. I get it, but I think most of us gotta stop. I mean, you won a championship, and it's bro, all we should care about is that fucking logo and who they put on the field, and that's it. I mean, I get we start to emotionally like these players, but I'm starting to learn for myself now, I love Chauncey, love what he brings to the team, but everyone's acting like he's fucking God, and he's not, okay? He's an attitude player. He's a motivator. He's a culture setter. I get it. I completely get it. There was probably no other contracts they could have released off this team that would give us cap savings that they want to get rid of right now, and it seemed like Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is not in the core future plans of the Philadelphia Eagles 2 to 3 years down the road. Realistically, this year and next year would have been Chauncey's last years in Philly. I mean, if it wasn't last year, it probably would have happened after this year. So I don't think Chauncey would have been here the rest of his career anyway, regardless. But you Suo says, you see Kirby Smart said Malachi Starks reminds him of Champ Bailey, both Georgia safeties. No shit. Damn. That's nice to hear. Hargrove Sports Network said, never thought I'd see AJ in Eagles jersey. Now we got the quad squad. I'm excited to see this because AJ is a monster. Oh, he is, dude. Yes. I remember it was a few years ago. Didn't we wanted AJ Dillon a few years back? We were talking about this a few years ago. Rocky with the super chats. Hunt said he's ready to take over for Sweat. That's great. That's what I want to hear. Sweat, Jalix Hunt and Nolan Smith had Brandon Graham around. They had Josh Sweat around. You had a lot of selfless type players that mentored guys that were willing to do that. Like Slay did a fantastic job. And that's why I give Slay a lot of credit for that 100%. There's no doubt about it. I feel good, man. I feel good. By the way, this stream is sponsored by BetUS. So definitely go check them out if you guys have not. Thank you so much. 250 in the chat. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the stream. If you guys haven't checked out the Philly Shakedown podcast merch, definitely go check it out. The new champion shirt is out. Go order it. It's absolutely fantastic. The new Jalen Hurts, the main thing shirt comes in shirts, hoodies, multiple colors, all that good stuff. Link in the description. And it'll be in the live comment section as well once this stream is uploaded. So definitely check out the Shakedown merch because it's awesome. It is awesome. Thank you. And if you guys haven't become a member yet, so I'm going to wait till the end of this week to do more of the membership videos. We're going to double down on them because I was sick and it just screwed up all my scheduling for all the rest of the draft stuff. But if you become a member, doesn't matter what tier, it could be the $2, $5, whatever tier it is, you'll get the extra draft content as well. So definitely become a member to the channel as well. I appreciate it so much. Everybody just checking it out. Thank you so much to everybody. What happened? Am I not talking? Hold on. No, we're good. My mic. Oh, it's a fucking troll. Or not. It's probably because I had my voice away. Hold on. No, nothing's cutting out. We're fine. Eli Ricks will never be a starting corner here. I like him, but I just don't think he'll get to that point. Okay, cool. Sorry. It might be YouTube. It might be YouTube. Okay. Yeah, YouTube's fucking weird, man. It looks like the Eagles officially put the Super Bowl trophy in their showcase today. Joe, besides Warren, who are some of your favorite tight ends? I really like Mason Taylor. Yeah, Mason Taylor is good. Fanning, I really like. That Gunner, not Gunner. I always mess that guy's name up every time. What was he from Texas or something like that? I know he had a bad combine, but I don't know if they go after tight end now. I think tight end's going to be. I don't know what the hell's going on with tight end, future-wise, even after this year. I don't know what they're going to do now. Gunnar Helm. Yeah, Gunnar Helm. I call him Gunnar Hansen. You know why I call him Gunnar Hansen? I call him Gunnar Hansen because of friggin' Leatherface. Because the actor that played Leatherface, his name is Gunnar Hansen. That's why I always call him that. Gunnar Helm, Gunnar Hansen. I always get him. I'm always gonna call him that, which is really weird, but yeah, we talked about the new Georgia coach that got hired earlier. Yeah. Yep. New Georgia QB coach is now the Eagles' assistant now. Yeah, I don't know if they're trade. I don't know if they're. I don't think they're trading for tight ends. I think they're done. I think they're gonna try to figure out the Dallas Goedert situation. Call it a day. I don't know. Derek says, is Derwin James available from Chargers? You could send Goddard there for him unless Eagles drafting, sadly. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they'll do that. Yeah, so cool. They get a Georgia assistant, so I wonder if he's gonna have a little bit of extra info on some of these players in the draft. Like Michael Williams, you know, Malachi Starks. Yeah, Warren's gonna be too early. Being sick right now with a stomach bug really sucks. I get it. Trust me. Reggie says week 1 Thursday night football got to be Washington versus Philly. I really fucking hope it is, dude. I really hope it is. Jalen Walker's a beast. Yeah, I agree. I like Jalen Walker because he can play off ball and play on the line if you need him to. Jermaine West says, Joey, what is the obsession the Eagles have with Georgia? It's now become our thing. It's become our thing. And it's worked out. There hasn't been one failing process of this Georgia of drafting Georgia players yet. And it's worked out. HS Guy 1 says, I'm sitting at home with a torn ACL 3 days post OP. This sucks, but at least the draft is. Oh, dude, I'm sorry for that, man. Well, dude, go relax. Just relax and chill out. You know? I'm sorry for that, man. Just chill. Have an alcoholic beverage. Watch some Eagles games on NFL Plus or something like that. That'd be cool. I want the Lions opening night. Potentially. They gotta make that Thursday night game a divisional matchup. It's gotta be an NFC East matchup. John says, Joey, what's the schedule for the 25 season come out? It should be coming out soon, right? It should be coming out soon, I would think. Georgia is our farm team. Maria says, we are okay at DT with Carter, Ojomo, Booker, and Hall and Davis at nose tackle. Yeah, I don't know if they're going to add much more to DT. I think DT is a lot better than everyone thinks. I think it's a lot better than what people think it is. Edge rusher, I think they can add one more. The draft, I think, is what is it? April 13th? Is that the I think it's April 13th, isn't it? It might be. It might be. It might be. Oh, God. Just seeing him put that Super Bowl trophy in the case in the hallway at Lincoln at the NovaCare, man. I just want to see more. I want to see more in that bitch. I want to see more. Let's see. So it says, did you see Matt Corral throwing at the combine? No, in Corral we trust. Yeah. So what was the whole deal with that? So like he's so what he's like re-entering himself into the end. So he can't just sign with the team. He's got to go through a combine, or was that like a joke? DTR said him and Hurts have the same chess mentor. That's interesting. They won't waste a top tier game on Thursday Night Football. Why not? It's the first game of the season. They would, I mean, first game of the season all by itself. We got Timothy Shabazz with the super chat. What's going on, man? Says I don't know what Howie's doing. The rookies did good because of the vets. Ringo won't replace Slay. I think Sydney will outperform CJ, but we need to win now. Well, I think you're always going to have vets in the building, and there's always going to be players that benefit off of other players. But sure, I think edge rushers are always going to benefit off of DTs, and DTs are going to benefit off of edge rushers. I think it's vice versa, man. You know, but you have to respect what the coaches have done. You got to respect on, the way they've produced the last couple years, and now Fangio has a hold of this roster, and I think you just got to give it time, man. Eagle fans are afraid of change and too much change, and you're gonna get change. When you draft well every year now, this is what you're gonna have to deal with. This is what you're gonna have to deal with every year. Marina says, as of now, McComm is the starting safety unless Sign can ball out. McComm ain't fucking starting for this team. I'll say really nice things, but realistically, I have no interest in McComm starting, bro. That guy can't cover for nothing. Can't cover for nothing. His coverage is like he's close to covering guys at times, but man, he just can't get an arm in there. He's got no acrobatic ability to break the ball from somebody, or it's just, you know, are we getting Justin Simmons? I'm not sure, man, but I would watch out. Johnson, Joe, you ever heard of the story of Ed Gain? Oh yeah. That's what. Oh yeah, it's horrible. I saw the documentary. I've seen a few movies. The Ed Gain story is fucking scary. It's fucked up. It is one of the oh yeah, guy, quiet man. This quiet man lived in this little town, and like people started like disappearing, and like he started kidnapping people and cutting their skin off. Oh yeah, he would wear women's skin and he would hang people's skin up in their house and over lampshades. And yeah, you don't even know. You don't even know. It's crazy. Sorry, I was off topic, but you know, it's a crazy story that probably nobody wants to hear right now. But Suo says, dude's hot cheeks. Chris says there's still lingering PTSD from 23 Super Bowl win. Yeah, that's what it seems like, bro. I don't know where it was. I'm not sure where, but I've definitely seen it a million times. I just forgot where it took place. Richie says Uche slotted to play in a 3-4 defense. I think regardless, I think he could play both. I mean, Fangio is gonna have these edge rushers peel their fucking ears back. He's gonna let them peel their ears back and attack, and I like how they've done that with him. They're gonna do that with him as well. So yes, yes, that was the idea of it. Yeah. Marina says he had 11 and a half sacks in a 3-4. Didn't go well. Didn't do well with Spags 4-3. Yeah, well, I don't even know if he even played that much, and I don't even know if he even played that much, to be honest with you, in 24 for the Chiefs. Don't put too much statistics into it, bro. Don't put too much statistics into it. Because you guys do that. Oh, you didn't play well. Like, dude, just let the guy come into camp, see what he does. Don't put too much into it. Like, you're going to put all these, like, he played this much. I think there's been a usage issue with him, but it could be a million reasons why he didn't work out. And that's why you're getting a guy at 26 years old. He's going to play for himself. Yeah, Marcus Williams got released the other day at safety. Yeah, another one that's I would say if somebody is going to get signed, if that's the case, it could be a safety, but we'll see. Marcus Williams, Justin Simmons out there. Yes, Joseph Augustine. The Eagles did sign Harrison Bryant to a 1-year deal. A 1-year deal for $2 million. So they have a guy that can block now, which is good. Oh, Wisconsin? Okay. Right, so we had interesting ways before we got CJ the first go around. Yeah, I remember that. Mm-hmm. How we better draft a safety early. Yeah, we'll see. If they get a Justin Simmons if they get Justin Simmons or if they get somebody in free agency, they're not drafting one in the first round. Yeah, Julian Blackmon's another one. Julian Blackmon, I think, played for the Colts, didn't he? Julian Blackmon, Marcus Williams, and Justin Simmons. Is one of those three gets signed, they're not drafted in the first. They're not drafting the safety in the first round. They might have faith in Sidney Brown. Who knows? Might. So if no, you know what I mean. So I think safety has become a very high possibility in the first round as of right now. It's become a very high possibility. Corner. I think we have to wait it out a little bit, but it depends if they're switching guys around the secondary or Keely Ringo seems to be the talked about guy that's really going to make a big push to play. So Mike says, I don't know if I think that dude we picked up might be a baller. That could be why we got rid of CJ too. Who? We picked who up? Rice, I want Justin Simmons. He has familiarity with Fangio and Christian Parker. Yeah, I know he's played really well under Vic Fangio. Really well. He's still a very good player. He's 31 years old. Still a very good player. I would rather get somebody in the draft, but it's weird because I'm torn because I really want an edge rusher in this draft too. But we might have the best of both worlds in this draft. Might be able to get both. Reese says, let's go Birds. What's going on, Reese, with the good vibes? Maria says, Vic doesn't like Brown. He used McComm ahead of him. Yeah, well, you got to think too. I thought that Vic didn't really like Brown at all either because of that. I think part of it as well. I think part of it too is he came off that ACL injury going into the season. Because didn't Sidney Brown come back like he wasn't here beginning of the season, wasn't he? He was still coming off that ACL injury. So I think he was already late to the game going into 24, and then he had a concussion later on too. So, oh, Lewis Sign, okay, Lewis Sign, you're talking about. Yeah, I mean, they added him, former first round pick, hasn't worked out, and they feel like they feel like they could pull the rest of his, pull, a skill set out of him that will help this team, then great. Like I said, like training camp is very important. It's very, very, very important. The safety from Bama is Malachi Moore. Nate said if they keep Dallas, you have him. Bryant, who can block, and Barkley. Dillon, good in pass protection, feels really solid. I feel pretty good about it. I feel good about it. Look, AJ Dillon is going to be like it's either going to work out or it's not. Coming off that neck injury, I don't know what's going to happen. Yeah, second day, bro. Malachi Moore would be nice. They can always go that direction. So I'm torn on getting safety or edge rusher. Realistically, I'm going to be torn on both of those. I'll probably be torn on both of those positions, to be honest. You know?
No, I just won Super Bowl a couple weeks ago, so I thought that was like the biggest day of my life. But I feel this probably gonna jump that for sure. Being known as the highest average salary or whatever, however you want to call it, that's big, man. Like I said, they believed in me. Obviously, they study me as a player and as a person. They know what I bring to the table: physicality, toughness.
Good for him. Good for him, man. So this is Joshua Uche, okay? Eagles pass rusher Josh Uche has a 16.7% pressure rate, the sixth best in the NFL amongst all edge defenders since 22. Only 26 years old, 11 and a half sacks in 22. So I think this has been like a system thing for him. I think it's been like a system thing. Just refresh YouTube. Everyone was having that issue earlier. Just refresh the page. Yeah, Lou Nichols. Yeah, they signed him a while ago. They signed him. Didn't they sign him like right after the Super Bowl? They signed him or before they. I know they signed him like pretty early. Yeah, but he's gonna be practice squad player. How do you have that pressure rate and only have 4 sacks in 28 games? Well, you can get pressures and not sacks. I mean, look at Brandon Graham. Brandon Graham didn't, Brandon Graham wasn't some high sack fucking guy. I mean, even Brandon Graham never got respect for a lot of Pro Bowls because he had a lot of QB pressures, hurries. You know what I mean? So it's kind of, I mean, yeah, it's kind of ridiculous, sure, but he gets pressure, but he just can't get to the quarterback. Or, I mean, and with the Eagles, this should help out tremendously if that's the case. If he's getting a lot of pressures, then great. You know, it's going to help somebody else to make a play. Someone else on that defensive line is going to make a play. If he could just give us if he could give us like 15 to 20%, or even more than that, I mean, I think, you know, we'll find out. We'll see. Yo, it's got 60 birds with a super chat. Thank you so much, man, for the super chat. He said, not sure if you talked about it already. Monitoring Hendrickson's situation. Think they want a second. Let's do it. Yeah, I heard mixed feelings today. I saw mixed reports today. I saw now they want like a first now. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't think that's dude. I mean, I don't think giving picks up is the problem for him. I think the problem with him is what he's going to get paid. If Crosby's getting 35.5 and Myles Garrett's getting a whopping 40 million a year, okay, Trey's not going to be lower than $30 million. I'll be shocked if Trey gets less than 30. But Trey Hendrickson, 30-something sacks in 2 seasons, 17 and a half sacks this past year and last year. It's going to be impossible. It's impossible. I don't even know if that's even possible because he's going to cost too much money. Like if they end up getting Trey Hendrickson, I'd go get your safety of the future. I mean, they get that move done. Shit. I mean, they're fucking set. I'm trying to find I'm trying to see who else is getting yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do. If they went out and trade for Trey Hendrickson right now, I'd be like Malachi Starks or that guy from South Carolina, but I am fine. I'm ready for I'm ready for the number 1 safety in this draft coming to Philadelphia. I have no issue with that. Yeah, Aziz Kolari is young and cheap. Yeah, I know he's available right now. Appreciate that super chat, by the way, bro. 60 birds. Appreciate that. I forgot to say thank you for that. Yeah, that he's 30 years old. So Suo was like, that's tearing your team apart for a 32-year-old. Yeah, I have no. Oh, I don't think it's tearing. Yeah, it's gonna tear your. Yeah, it's gonna fuck everything up that Howie's trying to do. So I'm kind of already out. I'm out. I'm out. A week before Myles Garrett got signed, I was pretty much out because I was reading reports that he was holding out, and then it was just becoming like I would just stay away from it. Don't sit and wait for something that it's gonna take. Like Howie Roseman's got to move. Like we can't waste any time. I don't think they should add another. I think they need one more edge rusher. I don't think they should bring in another cost effective guy unless they're not getting an edge rusher in this draft in the first round. If someone drops, I don't know, but I don't know if I would do that right now. Like one cost-effective dude is fine. Getting another one, I'm not sure. But we don't even know if Brandon Graham's coming back. I don't know. If Graham comes back, possibly they can add one more guy after Graham, but I don't even know if that's even happening. Suo says I'm worried about Ringo. Yeah, I don't know. Like I think they're high on Ringo. The problem is like they're not just gonna have him name him the starter going in the training camp and hoping to God that Ringo is gonna do something. I don't know. That's another questionable thing. You know what I mean? Not having Slay, and now Isaiah Rodgers was going to get the Eagles were going to get a comp pick, a 6th-round comp pick for Isaiah Rodgers. So realistically, um, Howie will never if Howie's going to get a comp pick, he'll never skip out he'll never skip on a player for a comp pick unless it's like completely worth it. There's nobody else at corner that could beat him out. I mean, unless they move DeJean to the outside, but then you create another hole on the inside. So it's just like it's either a hole there or a hole here. Or you go into this offseason program, you go into training camp, you make no move at cornerback and just get depth behind Ringo, and you pray to God that Ringo can be that number 2 in Philly. You know what I mean? But the problem is the Eagles don't mirror guys all game. Sure, they'll make the adjustments to put a specific corner on a specific player that's a big weapon, but the Eagles don't mirror guys. Like they're not just going to take Quinion and then switch them all over the field all the time on the number 1. They don't really do that much. They don't really shadow the number 1 corner on the number 1 receiver. They usually don't do that. So if Ringo's getting burnt, I mean, it's going to be a problem. So I'm not comfortable with it right now at all. I like Ringo, but I'm not comfortable. He hasn't played enough. That's just the truth. Just the truth. By the way, guys, this stream is sponsored by BetUS. Appreciate it so much from everybody joined the stream today. Punjab says, I honestly didn't expect Slay and Rodgers both leave. I thought one would come back. Well, I originally I had no idea that Isaiah Rodgers. Originally I didn't know they were getting a comp pick for him. As soon as I heard they were getting a comp pick for him, I'm like, yeah, he's definitely not re-signing. Oren Burks not re-signing kind of ticked me off a little bit. It was like 2 years, $5 million. I mean, it was like a little fucking like nothing. I mean, that contract was nothing. Yeah, Ricks can compete with Ringo, sure. Sure. I mean, Ringo's got more starring experience, but I don't know. Both guys haven't played enough, in my opinion, and still that's not good enough. Still not good enough. Big Star says round 1 Starks, round 2 Siobhan Ravel. I don't know who Siobhan Ravel Jr. I don't know who that is. Oni says we need either Oren Burks or Trotter Jr. replacements. They need to add one more linebacker. That's for damn sure. And Ben Van Simeren is listed as a fullback now. So I feel like he'll still work with the linebackers, but I think they really want him to be a fullback. Even on the report from Ben Van Simeren coming back on the 1-year deal, he's listed as a fullback, which is pretty cool. So I'm glad they're trying to do something else with him. I actually really like Ben Van Simeren at fullback a lot. He's a freak athlete. He's physical. He could block. Are we done signing players for now? Probably not. They're probably going to sign more guys. I don't think they're done at all. Mike said, I like Ringo, don't get me wrong, but he hits hard, but his coverage, I don't know, step up this game, but over this offseason. Yeah, it just comes down to like just some of his coverage. I mean, that's it. I mean, it's just like I said, like I haven't seen enough for him to be called a starter already. You know what I mean? He could run downhill and go tackle somebody. Like he could run downhill and fucking chase somebody. Like on kickoff or whatever. I mean, or on punt. I mean, he's fine. But when it comes to being a starter on the outside as a number two, I haven't seen that much. Oh, Ravel's a cornerback from South Carolina. Okay. Shows that Ringo is tall and fast, physical. He has all the tools to be good. Yeah, I think he does too. But to go into the offseason program and just like not do much at the corner position and put all the faith, you know, you put a lot of faith into a lot of uncertainty. It's a little scary. Prince says Eagles are nowhere close to being done. Yeah, same. I don't think so. Reese says, Joey Shiggins, I think we signed 2 more players, released 2 more players, then work with the draft. I mean, there was already yesterday morning. It was what, yesterday morning? Let's see. Yesterday morning, the news, I think it was from, I forgot who put it out, that the Eagles were still going to get rid of some contracts. Some players coming off the Super Bowl, and I'm the only person I could think of that they're going to try to move right now is Dallas Goedert. It's the only move that I could see them doing. For instance, I expect more gets trades and some more depth on their tight end, cornerback, safety. Yeah. I mean, safety. I think safety. They're done. I think they're just figuring out this thing with Dallas Goedert. I mean, you already signed a safety. I don't think they're doing any more at safety unless it's the draft, maybe. Um, you know, I think linebacker, safety, linebacker, edge rusher. You're going to draft offensive line. You're probably going to draft a running back probably later, maybe later on, maybe late rounds, maybe not anymore now. Um, you know, well, Jair Alexander's I think isn't Jair Alexander a free agent now? And he's got injury concerns. I mean, he's another guy that's got injury concerns. I know you're picking guys. You're picking guys really late. You're kind of slim pickings right now. So you're trying to get some. You can't mess with that number 2 corner spot. Like you gotta hit on something because something's got to work. Oh, they didn't cut Jair yet. Why? I thought they were supposed to cut him. They didn't cut him yet. Maybe they're giving him a contract. Maybe. It's a Philly thing. Says Howie Roseman needs to ace this draft. No, he does. He really does. You got 10 draft picks, bro. 10. Coming off Super Bowl with 10 draft picks. The only O-line replacement, the only O-line we draft is Lane's eventual replacement. Maybe. Howie's contract. Yeah, they never said anything about it. Rogue says, "Hey Joey, it could be worse. We could be Pittsburgh if they have a team with no. Well, yeah, I know. You make all these trades and all these moves. You know, you get DK and you make all these other moves, and your quarterback situation's still kind of a mess." Prince says, I saw a report that Reed declined the Eagles' offer and did not want to come here. Yeah, so it was the Eagles, Titans, and Saints. you trade Chauncey, and they were still interested in this safety market. And Justin Reed apparently, there was rumors of the Eagles like wanting to get him, and they tried, and they couldn't get him. So, are they still interested in the safety market? If they end up getting a safety, they're going to get edge rusher in this draft. If they get edge rusher, if they trade for an edge rusher or something like that, which I don't think they're doing, because they're going to have to get somebody. I don't know. I don't know. It's tough for me. I don't know what they're going to do. Roseman signed through this year. Okay, so that makes sense then. I thought this was his last. This was. I thought this. I thought he was already. I thought last year was his last year. Well, I thought Nick Sirianni's last year was last year too. This past year. So I think I think there's some cost effective moves that are still available out there for us, and let's see.
So we're
Let's see here. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. Gabe Hall's on our roster. Joe, you think Kyle Ravens would trade Kyle Hamilton? No, dude, that would no. You know how much that would cost. You think straight up that's what's going to cost? No. Nah, bro. We got to stop thinking. We got to stop thinking trades, and we got to start thinking draft. I don't think they're making any big, crazy moves because big, crazy moves are probably going to end up costing money. And if it costs the Eagles too much, they're just not. They're very vulnerable right now to going in this draft and acing this draft and making this a complete killer draft this year, and that's what it's going to come down to. I don't making any trades like Trey Hendrickson or things that are just unrealistic, or trading for a good player from another team. I don't think they're in the mix for any of that. President, honestly, I expect the draft to be very interesting to watch with all the ammo we got. Yeah. I mean, they got they got 4 5th-round picks in this draft. 4 5th-rounders. So it says, still pisses me off. I still wish we should have taken Hamilton over Jordan Davis. I think you're only saying that now because we have a hole at safety. I mean, sure, if we have a hole right now, I could say, oh, we should have done this a few years ago. But realistically, it's like, I love Jordan Davis. I think Jordan Davis gets a lot of disrespect, and I think everyone's going to eat their fucking words on Jordan Davis. You guys don't realize how big of a value Jordan Davis is, especially what he even did the last 2 games in the NFC Championship and the Super Bowl. Jordan Davis is a really good player. Is he living up to what he should be? Probably not. But I don't think we take it away from him as being a pretty good player. I think Fangio really unlocked another. I think he definitely unlocked another thing with him. I think they unlocked another gear with him. Sup? Would you, John says, so would you still have to draft a DT in the later rounds? Or talks with Dallas want Jordan Davis? No, we would never trade with them. Number one, but they can still take DT depth if they want. They can go get DT depth if they want. I like the DTs that we have, to be honest. I don't think that's a big glaring hole that everyone expects it to be. I don't. Like Davis, like Carter, obviously. I like Thomas Booker. He's flashed, but needs another off season. Moro Jomo should step into that Milton Williams role in the second rotation. Byron Young is another one that they picked up from Alabama. He's another guy that I want to see what he does. I mean, they've been pretty good on when they see flash from when they see flash from some of these defensive linemen, they keep those guys around. They keep them around. Rice Chevelle's a dog, Joey. Go look him up. He wouldn't have been a top pick at DB if he didn't tear his ACL this past season. Damn. Walter Nolan be another one, maybe? Sure. Yeah, I mean, look, I mean, if they get a safety before the draft that's gonna completely start, then yeah, I think they're gonna be off the table for safety. I think they'll be off the table. But, safety's not a bad pick to have because they're not paid Reed Blankenship after this year. No, Reed ain't getting paid regardless. So you're going to have a hole at safety. You're going to have another hole at safety after this year. So you're going to have to pick somebody up. You know what I mean? Sidney Brown, and if they don't pick anybody up, then obviously Sidney Brown will probably be an automatic starter next year in 26 if he doesn't get the job this year. So we'll see, but it's gonna, you know what I mean? There's gonna be a lot of different combinations, but definitely a few signings, um, and a lot to look forward to. A lot to look forward to. you know, if it does take some DT years to get grown to themselves, can't give up on JD. Yeah, I'm definitely not. I mean, I'm not off that wagon. I'm definitely not off that wagon at all. Mm-mm. Abdul Carr's not coming to Philadelphia. It's just I would not get your hope. I don't. It doesn't matter what he said. Like I get it, but he's too good. He's too good. I mean, the Titans might even take him within the top 5. I mean, it's realistic he could be off that early. He ain't making it to 32, and the Eagles aren't moving up for a guy. They're not, the guys ain't get the Eagles aren't moving up for him giving up the farm for one player. The Eagles are not in that. They're not in the financials right now to give up all those picks and to miss out on a lot of talent for one guy. You know. So I think we just gotta give it some time. Give it some time. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it, guys. I mean, we'll have another stream tomorrow. We'll have videos on everything that's been going on today for tomorrow. I'll have video already set up. I'll get that done, and we'll have another stream early tomorrow. I don't know how many more days we're gonna stream. We'll probably stream the rest of this week, and then just see how the next week goes. We'll have the shakedown on Saturday, which will have a lot to discuss. From everything that's been going on. So obviously it'll be a big stream this weekend, but we'll stream tomorrow. We'll do our thing and we'll stream tomorrow. But I'll update you guys on all the moves, and we'll be ready to go. It's gonna be exciting. I'm excited. I'm ready for the draft. I'm ready for the rest of these maybe some cost effective signings, more signings that they're gonna make. and we'll be doing our thing. So, but other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. So if you haven't liked the video, I've liked the stream, please like the stream. This video is sponsored by BetUS. So definitely go check them out if you guys have not. And we'll be back on another one tomorrow. Make sure you grab a membership for extra content and check the Philly Shakedown podcast merch as well. And yeah, that's it. We'll be back on another one tomorrow. Guys, take care. Shake Squad up, follow side. Peace out, guys. Peace, peace.